Bachelor buttons are an easy to grow, cool season flower that blooms early in the spring. In my low desert Arizona garden, the blooms bridge the gap between when the ranunculus finish and when the dahlias begin. The bees and butterflies and other beneficials also love these flowers. And in today's video, I'm going to share my best tips for how to grow bachelor buttons. But if we haven't met before, my name's Angela from Growing in the Garden, and I love to share garden inspiration and helpful tips so you can be successful in your own garden. So the first thing to think about when you're growing bachelor buttons is to choose a good location for them. They do best with at least 6 hours of sun. In hot summer climates like mine, plant in an area with afternoon shade and they will bloom longer. They grow well in most soil as long as it is well draining. Add compost to the planting area before planting, and additional fertilizer is not needed during the growing season. They also grow really well in containers. Just don't let those containers dry out. Give bachelor buttons enough room to grow and enough room for airflow. Depending on the variety, they can grow quite large, usually about 18 inches wide and 2 or 3 feet high. Although the branches are brittle, they don't usually need support. One of my favorite things about bachelor buttons is that they grow so well started from seed. I love planting a couple of seeds in each garden bed and enjoying blooms all spring. Plant seeds directly in the garden about 1/4 inch deep. It can take a week or two before those seedlings pop up. Because those seeds are so small, when the seedlings emerge, there's usually more than one. So what I like to do is carefully separate those seedlings and add the extras to other areas of the garden. Cold winter areas, plant in the spring after danger of frost has passed. And in mild winter areas, like here where I live in Arizona, I plant from September through November. It's best to plant when soil temperatures are about 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It seems like bachelor buttons are little seedlings one day, and then the next they're these large plants. They grow really quickly. These blooms are a great addition to the garden. They encourage so many beneficial insects, and it's not uncommon to see all stages of ladybugs on those plants' leaves. Those beneficial insects help keep the aphids and other pests that like to show up in early spring in check. Adding bachelor buttons is a great part of an organic garden in spring. If you notice a lot of aphids on young bachelor button plants, give them a quick spray of water and that will take care of them. A few aphids on larger bachelor button plants aren't really a problem because those beneficials are going to show up and they need food to eat. Keep blooms harvested or deadheaded throughout the season to encourage more blooms. Bachelor buttons make a beautiful cut flower and also a delicious addition to salads or other garnishes. I love harvesting long stems and adding them to spring bouquets. Harvest the stems first thing in the morning when the flower is just beginning to open. Flowers continue to open once harvested. Remove all the leaves below the top set of leaves, and blooms can last up to 2 weeks in a vase. Finally, my last tip for growing bachelor buttons is to save those seeds to use again for next season, or let the seeds drop so that those bachelor buttons can come back year after year. Because bachelor buttons reseed so easily, they're considered invasive in some areas. Check with your local extension office to see if planting is permitted. Let the largest blooms grow and develop and dry out on the plant, and the seeds are at the base of that flower. Save those seeds to share with others and plant again next season. It's easy to see why I love growing bachelor buttons and grow them in my garden every year. Thank you so much for watching.